What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I would first off love to tell y'all welcome back to the Just in Time show. Welcome back. It's so damn good. If I'm looking over here, I'm sorry. I know the camera's up here, but I'm just looking over here because the computer's right here, so I can make sure that audio and everything is being monitored. But welcome back to the Just in Time show, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've been late and everything, and I've been gone, and it's just me working. But literally over the weekend, not the weekend, but literally Friday, we became monetized with YouTube. We accumulated 4,000 watch hours, mofos. I'm not even mad at it. My only thing is I'm going to really going to really need your guys' help. I'm going to need to push myself to start doing better and actually committing myself to posting more, to be honest. I know that I said all my shows for right now will be 30 minutes, and I mean, 30 is probably all we're going to have time to do because I got to spend another 30 minutes editing before work. I'll make sure to actually do it on Sundays. I'm going to be consistent with it up until this weekend, which will be this Saturday. I won't be able to do it. But I promise y'all, the viewers, I promise my community, my YouTube community, my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of y'all, I promise y'all I'm gonna actually keep up this time with consistently posting so that you guys can actually hear and see my voice a lot more, especially the funny moments. Um but anyways, let's jump right into it real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and put my phone up here so I can see all the news and everything. First and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and get down to football, and then we're going to get up to upcoming NBA schedules, and then we're going to get up to football predictions for Super Bowl. Then we're going to go ahead and get up to NBA, who I think is going to start their first hot streak, like winning, 10 games plus, or at least being who I have at the top number one seeds in both West and East this year for the NBA. But anyways, before we start, before we go ahead and start this, ladies and gentlemen, we first have to give greatness recognition where greatness is due. AJ Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, congratulations on the WNBA championship. AJ Wilson has solidified herself as the GOAT of the WNBA. Nobody has more rings than that woman right now. Nobody's on the roll that woman has been on. That woman has just got off of winning 2 championship rings to not appear and win last year, but now winning this year. She has won 3 out of the last 4. That's that's crazy. AJ Wilson is on the roll with her winning ways. And in all honesty, I said it once without being on the podcast, but I'll say it again now that I'm live on the podcast. If the if the Indiana Fever would have had Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, so on and so forth, they didn't have a big injury pool list with major stars. I say the Aces would have had a fight on their hands. They wouldn't have just walked out of there, the way they walked out of there. They would have had a fight on their hands because whether Caitlin Clark was shooting 36% from 3 that season, I mean, she's still something to worry about when she on the hot streak. So let's not even act like she ain't nothing to worry about when Caitlin Clark is hot. Caitlin Clark is definitely somebody you have to watch out for, regardless of whatever. Uh, Back into it. Uh, Football. Today's games on First off, I want to get on that. For those of you that don't know, Thursday, October 16th, the Indiana hold on. Let me lie to you. 'Cause I don't watch football like that. I really wish I had a football team that could do it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and just say the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm so sorry and I apologize, Pittsburgh. Um, went at it, and when I say they went at it, I say they went at it hard on Thursday, October 16th. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati Beagles went at it. First quarter, Pittsburgh walked out of there, 7 points, which I'm guessing came from a touchdown and field goal. Go figure. Cincinnati Beagles had 0. By the second quarter, Pittsburgh only scored 3 more, which of course must have came from a punt. Let's be honest, 3 points. And I don't know what got into the Bengals, but ladies and gentlemen, second quarter of that game, the Bengals had 17 motherfucking points. You know your math and you know it right. That's 2 touchdowns they scored plus 2 field goal kicks to add it to 7 each. So I mean, I don't know what got into them, but they was on a mission and they was not playing with their mission. Pittsburgh came back, scored a touchdown in the third. The Beagles went ahead and hit a field goal, a little punt kick. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I'm gonna start saying punt kick. Little punt kick to get them 3 points. By the fourth quarter, Pittsburgh took off, bro. Pittsburgh took off. They scored 2 touchdowns. The Bengals went ahead and scored their 2 touchdowns, but I guess they missed a field goal. From what I'm looking at the stats, they must have missed a field goal because they didn't get 14. They had 13 in the fourth, so they were a field goal away. So I'm guessing they didn't get what they wanted, and they probably wanted it. But either way, uh, the Beagles won. It was 33 to 31. Pittsburgh Steelers had 31. Cincinnati Beagles had 33. So there was your winners for Thursday, October 16th. We're going to go ahead and get into some actual good games that actually happened today, Sunday, October 19th. That's what we're going to go ahead and get into. If you were watching any of the games today, you were in for treats after treats after treats, to be honest, because it's football Sunday. So who wasn't playing? The Rams beat the Jaguars. Excuse me. The Rams demolished the Jaguars. They demolished the Jaguars. The Rams had 35 points. 5 to the Jaguars, 7. The Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, took on the Vikings. The Philadelphia Eagles walked away 28 to 22. That wasn't a bad game. The game that actually caught my attention again, because in my opinion, these boys are ass. My boys, the New England Patriots, defeated the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans, for those of you that have been watching the Tennessee Titans all season, I'm sorry, you might want to just turn off your TVs whenever they're on. These guys have a record of 1-6 as of today, October 19th. They have a record of 1-6. The Tennessee Titans are not Tennessee's football team currently this year. I don't know what's going on with you guys in there in that office. Maybe they need to retweet some shit. Maybe they need to find some new coaches. Maybe they need to find some new players. You just lost to the New England Patriots. And I'm not saying New England Patriots are bad, but let's be honest, the New England Patriots really haven't been anybody since my boy Tom Brady, all right. The GOAT. Since the GOAT left. When the GOAT left, the Patriots were nowhere to be seen in the playoffs. Or even a final, to be honest. So it's actually very, very cool to actually see that the New England Patriots are doing really great this year. Like I said, today, as of October 19th, the score of the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans was 31-13. New England Patriots with the win, of course. Tennessee Titans are 1-6 now. The New England Patriots are 5-2. So, in my opinion, that's scary, to be honest. In other news, other than that, the Panthers beat the Jets. It was 13-6. The Miami Dolphins got crushed by the Cleveland Browns. 31-6. Browns, of course, won. The Browns moonwalked on their ass, if anything. The Browns moonwalked on their ass, bro. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. The fucking Cleveland Browns moonwalked on their ass. They could have fell asleep, took a nap, ate a Subway, went to Subway, had Chinese food, had a buffalo, had a motherfucking buffet, and they come back and them boys still ain't catch up, bro. That's how bad this game was. The Cincinnati Saints went ahead and took on the Bears. Bears won 26-14 today. A game that really caught my attention is the one I'm about to tell you guys about right now. because it was like it didn't seem like they were trying. It's the Raiders. The Raiders versus Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I know a lot of y'all are probably like, "Boo, Chiefs! They cheat." Yes, maybe so, but they didn't even demolish. They embarrassed the Raiders. Score was 31-0. Chiefs win. Chiefs. The Chiefs embarrassed them. If I'm being honest with you guys, the Chiefs really embarrassed them, and they didn't have to embarrass them. The Chiefs, as we know, have been struggling this year, which is really great to see since they've been exposed last year and they lost inside the Super Bowl for paying the refs. Yes, I know you Chief bandwagons are gonna say they didn't pay them, blah blah blah. Yeah, they did. Anyways, they've been struggling. Their record's 4-3, but they still handed the Raiders an L today, and the Raiders score sits at 2 wins and 5 losses. So I mean that was a game that really caught my eye. Just today, really. Um, moving on from that spanking. We're gonna move on from that gosh damn spanking on to the next couple games that previously had just happened. As soon as my phone's done acting stupid for whatever reason it wants to act stupid for, we can go ahead and get back to it. I don't know why the heck it scrolled all the way down. Anyways, the Colts versus the LA Chargers. It was 38-24. Colts won, of course, you know. I mean, it seemed like an easy game. I wouldn't know. I didn't watch that one. One that was very entertaining was the New York Giants versus the Broncos. 32-33 Broncos unfortunately won. For those of you who don't know, I was born in New York. Kind of disappointing when you see your city not doing too well, even if they're not your favorite team. It's just like, ugh, don't become like the Titans. Anyways, Green Bay Packers versus Cardinals, 27-23. Packers win. This one that really surprised me, like really, really surprised me was the Cowboys versus the Commanders. The Cowboys demolished them. You're listening to me right now. The Cowboys demolished them. Like they stomped the mud hole in them. Commanders with 22, Cowboys with 44. Yes, you heard me right. Double 44. This is not 4 for 4 like Wendy's. Shout out Wendy's if you're looking for an endorsement. I'm here, baby. Anyways, this is not a 4 for 4 like Wendy's. This is 44. The score that the Cowboys had. And we're going to get back to that in a minute because I got to finish the list of games today so you know who the winners are and the losers are. The Falcons versus the 49ers. 10-20, 49ers win. But the Cowboys, y'all, man, the Cowboys really out here trying to do their big one. They really out here trying to do their big one. They have the record's 3-1. So I mean, actually it's showing up as a record as 3-3-1. I don't know what that means. Somebody's gonna have to hop in the comments and tell me what the hell that means. I don't know what that means. But anyways, Cowboys ain't doing that bad, but we all know they start to choke whenever they get to the playoffs. So I'm gonna hold my breath on that one. I'm gonna just go ahead and hold my breath right now. I ain't even too worried about it. Uh, they're gonna have to show me they can actually start holding their own when it comes time to be honest, because they're not impressing me still. Get to the playoffs and actually make it to the Super Bowl, and then I'll start saying we them boys. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, there are only going to be 2 games set for Monday Night Football, as you guys and gals may know, which is going to be the Buccaneers and the Lions. That'll be playing at 6 p.m. Central. And then the Texans versus the Seahawks. That's an interesting game I'd want to see at 9 p.m. tomorrow Central. So who will win? I don't know. I'll go with the Buccaneers winning against the Lions. I might eat my words. You guys may not like that, but that's just my prediction. Go ahead and click that right there. This is my prediction for it. Is Buccaneers takes it. And then if you want to give me my opinion on the Texans versus Seahawks, Texans. I say Texans because they just have a better defense than the Seahawks, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens there on Monday Night Football. Remember, again, that's 6 p.m. Central and 9 p.m. Central, y'all. Y'all want to go ahead and catch those games. You can go ahead and tune in and watch what you watch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? One thing I want to talk about before we get into basketball is a show that is on Zeus Network. Shout out Zeus Network. I'm gonna go ahead and hashtag y'all if y'all looking for anybody that you want to go ahead and endorse or needs their own show. You know, I got my podcast. I would love to start having guests on here. Like I've been saying, I would really love to start having guests on here. Like really love to have guests on here. See, Zeus Network really works with the Black community, and they really help restore a lot of people's, in my opinion, a lot of people's careers. But we'll see. The cast that caught my eye. Oh, loaded, Lord. It's the cast for Baddies USA. Yes, I'm talking about Baddies USA. For those of you who don't know, Baddies USA is pretty much, in my opinion, Natalie might not like these words. Give me 1 second, real quick, y'all. Okay, I had to charge my computer. She was starting to die on me. Can't have it die on me while can't have it die on me while I'm sitting here in the middle of this. But anyways, uh the cast for Baddies USA is one that caught my eye. For those of you that don't know about Baddies, Baddies is just a spinoff of Bad Girls Club. But except in Baddies, I'd say it's better because they actually allow fighting. They actually allow fighting in this. So it's not that bad. It's not as bad as people may try to make it seem. It's actually good. It's good, filled with drama. It ain't our drama shit. It's their drama. So I mean, they keeping it to themselves. We ain't gotta worry about that shit. We ain't never gotta worry about that shit. We're like, don't worry about that shit. You know what I'm saying? The cast that caught my eyes is, of course, Natalie Nunn. You know, the EP of it. Go figure. Skyland Ryan, who goes by Scotty with the body. If y'all don't know, Scotty with the it's Scotty with the body. For those of you that don't know, a name that some may be surprised she's coming back, but not really surprised. Because in my opinion, she doesn't have anything else to do since Blueface has been in prison. Is Krishan Rock? In my opinion, I wish Jay and Alexis would have came. With Krishan Rock. No offense to Krishan Rock, but I would love to see you two hopefully, make amends and just make up and be sisters, baby mamas, your boo face and everything. I would love to see that type of shit. But, if it don't happen, it don't happen. Uh Roly. Roly is gonna be there again. Go figure. Roly has been there, in my opinion, every motherfucking casting since Baddie South. Roly has been in that motherfucker, bro. She's really right there riding with Natalie in Scotland. Uh, Stunner Girl. For those of you that don't know, Stunner Girl, she appeared in Baddie's, I'm gonna say East. She appeared in Baddie's East, and now Stunner Girl is back again. But she was also there in Baddie's Africa, as she pretty much, I feel like she jumped or tried to yeah, she jumped Ivory. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. She jumped Ivory at her hotel with a group of women and a dude, from what I'm gathering. Which whoever that dude was, you're weak as shit. Cause you had to put your hands on a female when there was three other females that could have dogged her out for you. Or for Stunner Girl. And she's weak as hell and weird as hell for even getting that many damn women to even fight her battles. But whatever. DJ Sky. For those of you that don't know DJ Sky, she used to be rocking with Krishan Rock and Baddies. I want to say Baddies West. Yes, Baddies West. She was rocking with Krishan and Baddies West. That's where Stunner Girl was from. I'm sorry if I said East. Anyways, DJ Sky. DJ Sky got cakes. Anyways, Latifah. For those of you who don't know what I say, Latifah, you're like, who? That motherfucking Tasiki, bro. Tasiki is back, bro. I'm happy to see her. Anna Mac is back. Love me some Anna. Camila Poindexter. Don't know who that is. Cat. Cat is back. Cat was cool when she was in there in Baddies West. Cat was real cool. You know, she kept things cordial between the other girls, and she was really there to collect the bag. She didn't get in any fights, like she said, except with Tommy Lee at the reunion, of course, which Tommy's weird, to be honest. So who cares? Uh, truthfully, like, you know, who cares? Nobody gives two dang. Tommy, for Pete's sake. Wasn't really worried about that. Saya. They said Saya's supposed to be there. I don't know. Saya, Tommy Lee, and then Yoshi. Yoshi! I'm sure there's probably more than just that. I'm just on my phone looking at it, trying to look at it, so I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but hopefully I'm right. Who knows? But back to because we're running out of time. Back to the whole NBA basketball schedule. Putting it in right now. Give me a little bit. Give me a little bit. I gotta go ahead and look at this motherfucker up. This is preseason games today, you guys. So don't trip about it. Of course, it's like I said, preseason. We're not gonna get to the real season yet. Not until I want to say October 21st. So this was the last bit of the preseason games. None of it was today, which is the real foot in the nail. Preseason games from Friday, October 17th. Is the ones I'm gonna go over with you guys. And then I'm gonna make my way to the games that's coming up on the schedule. So we're gonna run a little bit over, and that's fine. Grizzlies versus Miami was 141 to 125. Clippers versus Warriors, it was 106 to 103. Clippers win. Kings versus Los Angeles Lakers. It was 117 to 116. Kings win. Remember, this is all preseason, so the games do not count. For those of you who don't know, preseason is just like a warm-up season to get a good feel for the next season and look at new recruits and talent and potential stars that are there that could rise. That's pretty much it. The games you guys should tune into is Tuesday. Yes, this Tuesday the games begin, bro. The games begin. This is real game ones for everybody. Game 1 Tuesday, October 21st at 6:30 p.m. Central is the Houston Rockets take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is not a preseason game, like I just said. This is real shit right here. This is the real shit. Shit's getting real. Anyway, anyway, the Golden State Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers take place also Tuesday, October 21st at 9 p.m. Central. You know anything, you know the Lakers and Warriors are about to put on a banger. That's just my opinion. The Warriors and the Lakers, to be honest, both games are about to put on bangers, bro. They're about to put on them bangers. I don't see not one game failing on Tuesday. This is game one. Everybody gonna want to tune in anyways, and you got two top talented, hot speaking teams, potential playoff making teams in there already. If they're staying healthy, already in there, ready to go ahead and get it twisted, bro. Mike Tyson's iced tea, bro. For Wednesday, y'all might want to oh shit. For Wednesday, y'all might want to go ahead and write this motherfucker down. October 22nd on a Wednesday. First game of the day at 6 p.m. Central Time is the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the New York Knicks. If you know anything, you know I got my money on the Knicks coming out spanking Cleveland. Y'all better not disappoint me, Knicks. Let's go Brunson. Let's get it, Cat. Let's get it, Bridges. Let's get dirty down there, Hart. Let's go, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to go ahead and make that finals. It's time to make that finals. Y'all made the conference finals. Now it's time for the finals, bro. Y'all got a taste of everything. Now y'all hungry. Them dogs is hungry, bro. Anyways, Second game will be at 6 p.m. Central. Also, Miami Heat versus the Magic, Orlando Magic. If y'all know anything about Miami Heat and Orlando Magic, bro, y'all know that's both in Florida. So it's gonna be a rivalry game already right off the bat. They already got a rivalry game, in-house rivalry game. First game that they're having is rivalries. That one's gonna be okay. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a banger or anything like that. I don't see it being that much of a banger. So you also got the Brooklyn Nets versus the Hornets at 6 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Central. Again, this is still Wednesday, October 22nd. 6:30 p.m. Central. You have the Toronto Raptors versus the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah. Next up, 6:30 p.m. Central still will be the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Boston Celtics. I see that one being a banger, and they better live up to it. The next game starting at 7 p.m. Central. Y'all bear with me for this one. It's the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Two highlight high flyers in Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson has lost weight, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he has finally lost weight. Zion Williamson has been in that gym, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I will say it again. Zion Williamson has been in that gym. He if he stays healthy this whole season, bro man's averaging 27, 25 points per game, probably more. So don't quote me. But he's gonna be averaging more than 20 points a game because Zion healthy now, bro. Zion healthy, so put the league on notice, big Zion, bro. Show them that this is your high school body, a little bit slimmer. You still got that height, that athleticism. Ain't nothing slowing down on you, bro. Next game will be the Detroit Pistons versus the Chicago Bulls. Y'all know anything? I ain't no Chicago Bulls fan. So let's go Detroit. Kate Cunningham, y'all better tear them up, bro. Next up at 7 p.m. Central also is the Washington Wizards versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm gonna just go ahead and say Bucks, but it'll be good for Chris Middleton, who was traded this offseason to the Milwaukee Bucks to see. I meant Chris Middleton, who was traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Washington Wizards to see his former team. That'll be good to see, to be honest, in my opinion. The Los Angeles Clippers and the Utah Jazz is at 8 p.m. Central. For me, it's just me seeing Chris Paul in that Clippers uniform again. That's the only thing. I'm an old head. It'll be good for me to see Chris Paul retiring as a Clipper, where he was happy at, instead of, like Charlotte with the Hornets. I believe he should go ahead and end his tenure in the Clippers. That's where he was at for a long period of time, and that's where he had the most success. The San Antonio Spurs versus the Dallas Mavericks. That's going to be a game, especially because I want to see Wemby go ahead and put in work, and him and Ant clashing together, bro. This is a new Ant. For those of you that don't know, this is a new Anthony Davis, bro. This is not the Los Angeles Anthony Davis. This is not the New Orleans Pelicans Anthony Davis. This is a new Anthony Davis. I'm not even going to hold y'all. This is a for real new Anthony Davis. He stay healthy, Anthony Davis could look like he did his sophomore year in the NBA. He could be putting up 20 and fucking 12 along with 2 blocks again in that Dallas Maverick uniform. And we all know how dangerous he was on the team solo. He literally solo led his team to the playoffs. Yeah, they got beat by, of course, the Golden State Warriors at that time, but that was because Curry was in his prime. Curry was doing shit no nigga ever seen before. So yeah, they were gonna lose. You got the little nigga running up half court throwing that thing, and you thinking it's a brick because ain't nobody else ever did this before. But he done hit 3 of those in a row now, and now you're tired. Yeah, but anyways, it'll be good to see Wemby versus healthy Anthony Davis. Because the next guy is Ant-Man. 9 p.m. Central, October 22nd, one of the second to last games of the day will be the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Portland Trailblazers. If anything, I got my money on Timberwolves winning that. Y'all better go ahead, Ant-Man and Randall, and take care of business. And the last game for the day, which I don't feel should be the last game of the day because it seems kind of boring, but it will be the Sacramento Kings with Zach LaVine wanting a trade. I don't really want to watch the Sacramento Kings. because y'all are making bad moves and bad decisions, in my opinion. Y'all aren't doing anything good for this young core y'all got around y'all. Y'all got a young Zach Levine who's out here spraying threes. Just got done with Chicago, putting on a show in Chicago. Zach Levine should have been most improved player, in my opinion. Zach Levine was doing things out there in Chicago that no man was out there doing. Zach Levine looked like a whole new player out there. If you'd have kept him and Alex Caruso together with DeMar DeRozan at that time, I'd say they would. Anyways, versus the Phoenix Suns. You know anything about the Suns? I'm kind of tired of the Suns now. Suns had their little run when it was supposed to be Suns in 4, and then it was Suns in 5, and then they met the Greek freak named Giannis in the finals, and he did what he did. So you haven't seen Phoenix back in a conference finals or finals since. So it is what it is. But whatever. But that's every game for Wednesday, and like I said, Tuesday, y'all might want to go ahead and tune in for that Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors game, because I'm definitely going to be tuning in, even though I'm going to be at work. I'm still going to tune into that because I got to watch that. But my predictions for who's going to be in the playoffs already, I'd have to say me, Iggy. What's up? I know I'm late because I was at 10:20, 10:43. But anyways, I know I'm late, but in the West, I really do see in the West, I see. I'm gonna say the Lakers. I'm gonna say the Lakers. I'm gonna say the Lakers, top of the West. If not the Lakers, then definitely OKC again. One of those two teams, OKC, or it's about to be the Lakers, because the Lakers really got something to prove with Braun. Being in his 22nd year, 22nd, 21st year. That man about to be 42 this year, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James will be 42 years old in December, playing still. That man is that man was playing when I was in school. I've been graduated for 10 years now, so if that tells you anything. LeBron is old as hell, still putting up numbers the way he is. And I'm not even a LeBron fan. I just respect greatness where greatness is due, and greatness is definitely hailed to him. He's redefining what longevity looks like, and not only putting it on notice that longevity is a skill. Longevity is a skill. So all you Jordan fans and LeBron haters, listen. Longevity is a skill. Ask Derrick Rose if he had LeBron longevity. Would y'all consider him the GOAT? Yes, you would, because Derrick Rose would probably have multiple rings by now if he had longevity the way LeBron has longevity. I want to go ahead and say his points. I don't care what y'all say. That man's about to have 50,000 points scored. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. He's really setting new records that nobody will ever be able to touch. You know how healthy and how many points per game you're going to have to average for how many years to get 50,000 points? That's half of 100,000 points, which will never be seen because somebody would have to score 40 points per game every single year in order to get 100,000. But still, to even have 50,000 on his longevity, LeBron has never been injured to where he was out for months. No. You're going to have LeBron's type longevity to even catch up to LeBron. Ever. Y'all thought that record wasn't touchable when Hakeem was doing it? Look again, because you're not going to see that record be broken when LeBron's doing it. But yeah, like I said, Lakers or OKC's taking the West, and then the East, Indiana Pacers or the New York Knicks. Like I said, both teams got something to come out and prove. They really do. Indiana Pacers gonna have to prove that only reason why OKC won was because Halliburton, their team captain, was down. Captain was down, and that really killed the morale in the locker room. You could tell. Because let's be honest, the second string man coming out for Halliburton was not holding Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm not even a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander fan, but he was not about to hold Shea at all. So, yeah, they won. I already knew they won once Halliburton went down. Halliburton was the only one keeping tabs on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander while they were dueling. They were in there dueling, not balling, dueling, bro. It was battle of the captains at the point guard position. It's been a while since we've seen captains at the same positions in the NBA going at it in the finals. Since I really feel like it's been since OKC and Miami when small forwards were the captains, KD and LeBron. Since then, nope, nope, nope. Because here we go, 2 point guards, 2 team captains, dueling, battling it out, team for teams, blow for blow, rebounds for rebounds, just balling for balling, bro. But the Knicks also, because they got eliminated in the conference finals by the Pacers. So even though they're going to be up there with the Pacers in that top spot in the playoffs, they got something to prove. I know some people are going to say the Cleveland Cavaliers should be there. No, I don't see Cleveland sitting up here having the record that they had, because the Cleveland Cavaliers had the record that they had, and guess what? They still got eliminated. They didn't even make it to the conference finals. They got eliminated. They got dusted. They got out of there. So that's my predictions. You can quote me, correct me if I'm wrong, but we got a while before we even see if I'm wrong, and I don't think I am wrong. So until then, this has been the Just in Time Show, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all peace, love, and good night. Until tomorrow.